Okay, so good afternoon to all. So is it audible to all of you? Can you please respond? So thank you. So I will be starting by 110. Okay. Now is it okay? Can you tell me, is it okay or not, Shobik? Whether the echo is coming or not? Okay, okay, fine. Okay. So I will be starting from 110. So be a bit patient. Okay, thank you Debanjan, thank you Shobik. Okay, so good afternoon to all. I hope all of you are fine. It's too cold today and yesterday was the coldest day. I hope all of you are fine, right? Now the thing is that many of you have seen the syllabus and what are the subjects that you know. I hope you have seen the syllabus. If you have not seen, yes, good afternoon all. Okay. So if you have not seen the syllabus, I will show you the syllabus and I will be sharing you the syllabus along with the presentation that I have done in the last semester, and with due course of time we will come to know what are the things that we have to touch upon in this topic, okay, that is the computer networks. Now I hope 2-3 points I should mention before I start these subjects. First of all, SKG sir, me and SND sir, we three are taking your class, and as of now the routine has been shared with you and you have seen the class schedule, right? So I will be taking this class Tuesday, sorry, today. And the next thing is that the lab part will be shared to you, that is which portion whether me or Nilanjan sir will be taking, it will be shared to you in due course of time. Okay. So, 2-3 points that is important. Now, come to the subject computer networks. In the last year, I hope to the all third year, now the students who are just in third year, they have also having a subject data communication, and in that subject they actually learn the 2 modules mainly of Osi model. Okay. So, in case of Osi model, we had 7 layers, and all the layers, the working principle of all the layers, the protocols, all these things we have to understand. Whether the sound is clear or not, I hope it is clear to you, right? Because I am using the set which is given in the classroom, I am not using my laptop. Anyways, now is it clear? I hope it is clear to you now. Rimpi, I think it is clear to you now, right? Okay. Now, before that I will be starting with the syllabus, and as you see that the subject code and the course title is given to you. Okay. So, this is PCC CS 404 is the course code or the subject code, and the credit point is 3, and moreover you will see that what are the modules that are there. Can you check now? Because I am using the microphone of this desktop computer given in the classroom. Okay. Okay. So, the subject, as per the subject is concerned, the data communication part is the first part. Okay. So, what do you mean by data communication and networking, that we will be understanding. Okay. Before starting with this data communication and all these things, what do you understand by computer network? Simply even in class 12 also we have seen that in some of the cases like CBSE or ICSE, we have learned some of the basic preliminary things of the computer network. Okay. So, in one way we can say that a computer network is a system which is consisting of multiple computers or multiple nodes. We will be often using the term nodes that are connected to each other. Okay. So, why we are using this? Why we are using this? Can you check now? Shobhi, can you check now? I do not know why the problem is. Okay. Now, what is the main criteria of the computer network? The main purpose of computer network is to share the resources. Okay. So, what can be shared? Either you can share some files, okay, or you can store some file in one computer that has to be distributed or that can be used or accessed by the other computers. Okay. So, some file sharing or some sharing of some resources is also feasible, like if you have some printer or scanner, whatever the thing we have, like you are in a cyber cafe. Okay. So, whatever the single printer and scanner, all the users or all the customers can use that. So, whatever is the hardware resources, or if you have any software kind of resources or any documentation that is available, all those things can be shared by different computers. Okay. So, definitely there are certain requirement for the setup, like you will be requiring some you can say some normal cables. There are different types of cables that are there, right. Then you have some routers or switches or internal network card or external network card, all the things that are required to set up the computer network. Okay. So, all these things are there. Okay. Now, I am coming module by module. When you are talking about the data communication and networking, the module 1, mainly we will be talking about the OSI model. Okay. So, you can see here that the first module is basically the introductory part, and the 7-layer module if you see in the OSI model. Okay. So, can you tell me what are the 7 layers? Have any of you studied this one before this? I know few of your friends who have already studied. Okay. So, what are the 7 layers of OSI model? If you go for the top down approach, okay, it can be the application layer, presentation layer, session layer, okay, transport layer, then you can find the network layer, data link layer and the physical layer. Okay, I will be discussing all these things, but just I am telling for sake of understanding. So, the first physical layer we will be studying here, okay, then followed by the data link layer, then followed by the network layer, followed by the application layer. So, all the layers, the protocols, the working principle, okay, and the related mathematics, all these things we will be sharing one by one. Okay. So, let us start with the first part. So, what do you mean by data? What do you mean by data? Do you have any idea what is data and what we express by the data? So, when you are sending, yes, some of you have already answered: physical, data link, network, transport, session, presentation. These are the 7 layers of OSI model. Okay. So, many of you are sending the messages, but I am unable to see all the things. Okay. So, one by one let us start. So, what do you mean? I am just talking about the data communication part. So, what do you mean by component of the data communication and what do you mean by data? Okay, data can be of anything. So, when you are sending some email, you are sending some attachment with it. Okay. So, it can be some textual data, it can keep some images, or you can send some in WhatsApp, you can send some video clippings also. Okay. So, you can send text as a message or data, you can send some image as a data, or you can send some video as a data. You please note it down, keep one copy with you, okay, and note the few points. I will be giving the PPT, but please note the 3 things. Okay, what can be the data? Data representation can be of 3 types. Number 1, it can be text, it can be some image, or it can be some video. Maybe there are some other things also, but we will be focusing mainly on the 3 things. Okay. Now, the second point is the component of data communication. What do you mean by the component of data communication? When you are sending some data, you will be requiring basically 5 components. So, when you are sending some data, you will be requiring what are the components? You require some sender and receiver. Sender and receiver means in the digital electronics class you have seen some parity and even parity, odd parity, and there I talked about this sender and receiver concept. So, when you are sending some data to the receiver, okay, so you require some sender, you require some receiver. Sometimes we talk about, or we can say the sender as transmitter also. Okay. So, sender or transmitter sends. So, when suppose you and your friends, Okay, you are connected with each other, suppose you are transferring some files, okay, using Bluetooth. So both of you are working as two nodes. You have made a small network among you. Okay, so you can create different types of network. For that you require 5 components. Please note it down. You require 5 components. Maybe the sender, the receiver are the 2 primary components. Apart from this, you require some transmission medium. Can anyone answer me that when you and your friend is connected with Bluetooth, can you tell me what is the transmission medium for that? Can any of you answer? Can any of you answer? Suppose you and your friend, both of you are connected with Bluetooth device. So you is sender, your friend is suppose receiver. So what is the transmission medium in between you? Is it some cable or is it without cable? So we categorize the transmission medium into 2 ways. It can be wired or it can be wireless. So yes, many of you have answered that when you are transmitting something with your friend via Bluetooth, it is wireless medium. Okay, unguided wireless. Yes, correct. It is unguided wireless. Whereas if I am talking with you via, suppose, through this computer, okay, so this computer is connected with some server in this LAN connection in this college, okay, and definitely I am talking and this message or this, so whatever I am saying, the voice is converted to some electrical signal via this microphone or headset which I am using, and this is basically a wired connection I am using to transmit my information. For this case, suppose I am conducting the class, what is the message or what is the data I am sending? I am sending some audio signal to you. It is neither image nor video, it is some audio signal I am sending on through this optical fiber cable and medium through which the signal is going to be propagated to you. Okay. So you require some sender. I am the sender, you are the receiver, and the message. The third thing is message. Okay, message is, what is the message here? This is the voice, is the message that you are observing as well as you are seeing the slide changes. Okay, all the things you are observing, right? You are listening. So the video, streaming video, and what is the problem that YouTube Live is having? It requires huge bandwidth. Okay, so that is the thing when you are using some live or live video connection, the bandwidth requirement gets higher and higher. So 5 things: sender, receiver, write it down, sender, receiver. Transmission medium is, I am using some wired connection, maybe you are using some wireless connection. How you are using? You have some modem or modem connection here. Those who are using some listening the video through mobile phone, you have your modem some of the corner of your room and you are using Wi-Fi. So you are listening via wireless, but I am transmitting the signal using some wired medium. So if you see a broader aspect of the networking within a large network, maybe all the connections are not wired, all the connections are not wireless, but propagation needs to be flawless, right? So if I am saying something and you people are not listening, you are saying me through WhatsApp, okay ma'am, your voice is not coming, okay ma'am, the slides are not changing. So whatever is the thing, you need to have some feedback so that I can get the trace whether it's happening or not. Okay, so the third point, the last point is the protocol. Okay, so sender, receiver, transmission media I am talked about. The fourth is the message here, audio, or you can say the video is the message that you are getting, that is the audio video mix mode. And the fifth important component is the protocol. Protocol is what? Protocol is nothing but a set of rules. Okay, so when you are coming to college, you have to make some protocol. When the governor is coming to our university for convocation, we have to find out some protocols. So these are the protocols that you have to follow before he arrives to the university. Okay. So, protocols are basically the rules, and these rules are applicable for what? These rules are applicable to govern the data communication, because nowadays we are using the protocol in various sectors, but for this protocol we are using the protocol for communicating the data in a flawless manner. Okay. So, there are different protocols we will be listening. So, these are the 5 components. Can you tell me what are the 5 components you have heard of? Number 1 is transmitter, receiver, message, okay, transmission medium, and the last is the protocol. So, all are 5 components of a data communication system. Okay. Actually, I am having the slide, I can go through this, but I need to show the syllabus also, because it is very important. Now, data representation is another important. So, there are various kinds of standards that are available. ASCII is one of the very which we can say the useful or used standards as of now. Okay. And how the data is represented. Okay. Now, you can ask me that, ma'am, how nowadays, previously in if you think of all the telephone exchanges that are there, suppose in our childhood, all are analog exchanges. Okay. Have you seen any telephone in your landline telephone? So, in the telephone, what you are saying, the message or the voice signal is going to be converted using some electrical signal. Have you seen somewhere is coming a twisted pair, where is there at the output of your the thing is that the phone handle is connected with the twisted pair wire, okay, and that wire is going to the junction box, that is there some poles are there, if you are thinking about the landline phones. Okay. Now, all the data that we are sending are voice, but nowadays you are just sustaining, we all are sustaining in a digital world. So, nowadays whatever the voice you are sending, all the voices are really not analog. Okay. Analog means the way of representation of the signal. You have seen in the first year basic electronics lab, like analog sine signal, you have seen the triangular signal in the CRO, do you remember that? So, all are the analog signals, and digital means you have seen the pattern of ones and zeros. So, somehow all the voices that we are having, all the analog signal, you need to convert into digital, and after digitizing you have to convert to some specific standards like ASCII, or there are different standards, but we will be discussing about ASCII standard here. Okay. Next is the data flow. Okay, so there are 3 types of data flow, maybe the simplex, half duplex and full duplex. Whether it is unidirectional, if the data flow is unidirectional, then we can think of it is a simplex. If it is unidirectional, can you tell me some example of simplex, like, right? I am typing something, so from keyboard to your, suppose keyboard to monitor, this connection. Keyboard to monitor, I am talking about simplex. 3 types of data flows are there, or a mode of data propagation or data flow: simplex, half duplex and full duplex. I am just telling the example so that it will be easier for you to remember, because many things are there in the syllabus. Okay, try to understand the thing with few examples, so it will be easier for you. Simplex, I am giving the example like when you are typing something, so from keyboard to monitor is unidirectional. Can it be monitored to keyboard? Can it be monitored to keyboard? No, there is no chance. Okay, yes, keyboard to monitor is feasible, but monitor to keyboard is not feasible. So, simplex means unidirectional. Some streets are there like one-way street. Only the cars will pass from this direction to that direction. Okay, we often see this one, right? In the traffics we have seen there are various roads where unidirectional. There is no provision of coming back through the same path. Okay. Secondly is half duplex. Half duplex means, have you seen the police, there are walkie-talkies are there in their hands. Walkie-talkies are there in there. The walkie-talkie, the principle of the way the walkie-talkies work are basically they are using the half duplex. Half duplex means what? When you are saying something, suppose traffic police 1 is saying something to traffic police 2, because the two polices are residing in two junctions. Okay, they are separated by suppose 500 meters or 1 kilometer. Okay, there are ranges like that. So, if they say it's over, after they say over, one person say over, then the second person can talk. Okay. So, when one communication is going on or one direction of signal or message is going on, unless and until the person is going to stop that one or truncate that connection, the reverse communication is not possible. So, it is basic, it can have the half duplex means it is not a simplex. It can have the both the direction of flow, but not at the same time. Have you seen? So, there is a path or there is a street that at the same time both the cars cannot move. Okay, 5 to 6 this way the car will move, 6 to 7 the opposite way the cars will move. Okay. So, half duplex means within the same time the two-way communication is not possible. So, that is the principle that is used in the walkie-talkie, that are used various, like in industrial sector we use various applications of walkie-talkies and we often see in the traffic police. Okay. Okay. Now, the third one is the duplex. Okay, full duplex. What do you mean by full duplex? Full duplex means like our telephone. Okay. So, now what can I say? Can you tell me the way now the YouTube live is going on? So, it is simplex, half duplex or full duplex, can you tell me? I am giving one example. If in the YouTube live I am communicating with you, whether it will be simplex or half duplex or full duplex. Yes, yes, in YouTube live what I am telling now, yes, I will be repeating the simplex. Very good, very good. Simplex in now, because you people are not talking to me, but when I will be in the class and you people are just sitting in front of me, it will be directly interactive session. Okay, and you can talk to me, ma'am, this portion I am not understanding, and lots of people are messaging simplex. Only that way I can think that by observing some text message through this method, but I cannot hear the voice from your side. So, it is a YouTube live, the voice communication is totally simplex. Okay. Now, full duplex is what? When I am in the classroom or I am in the telephonic mode 1-to-1 or in a conference call. I am talking 4 of your friends. Okay. So, each of you can talk with me and I can also talk with you at the same time. So, that will be, okay, that will be full duplex. I am standing in the class, I am giving the lecture, you people are sitting around, and that will be full duplex. You can give your questions to me and I can also answer whatever is to sort out the query. Okay. Now, think of the network criteria. See, today what the thing is that I am not telling all the things, that is all the things are there in the slide, that what I was telling it here, the components of communication, what are the basic components I talked about. Okay, the sender, receiver, medium, message, this can be text or audio or video, all the things are there in the slide. Okay, that is simplex, half duplex, and will it be better to show from this or have a brush up on the syllabus and then I can come back to all these things. Okay. So, do not get worried that ma'am is telling everything and we are not getting anything. So, I will be sharing through this PPT also. So, there are certain network criteria that are available. Now, physical structures are there, like you have the LAN connections, okay, and there are various topologies that exist. Yeah, some of your friends have told me that unless and until you allow the chat option, it will be simplex, else it will be duplex. You should not tell duplex, you should tell full duplex, okay. But full duplex in the context, I cannot say full duplex because it will not be some audio connectivity, it will be some text connectivity, okay. Okay. So, let us start with the topology. So, various topologies are there, it can be, I will be telling the network criteria. So, there are various network criteria that are available, like a network reliability is there, that is very important, okay. So, you can see it here from this one, reliability, security, all these things are there, performance, basically 3 things are to be found out from this. What can be these 2 important terms you can see, the transmit time and the response time, okay. So, in the communication, when you are going to send something, you require some time so that the data to be reached in another device, okay. So, that is the transit time, and response time, like response time is what, when I am asking you and you are giving me some answer, like I am asking to Rimpi and Rimpi is going to give me some answer. So, that is total time is the response time, and if I am going to ask you and you are listening, okay, ma'am is telling this is the transit time. So, one way time duration is transit time, and the full, if you think of the loop, that is I am sending and you are giving the feedback, the full cycle you can say it is the response time. So, the response time is what? It is the elapsed time between the inquiry and the response. So, this is one of the major performance criteria. Apart from that is the reliability, that is sometime due to the cable fault and various faults of the infrastructure, we find the network is down. In some cases we find the network of our local cable operators, they are down, or some Geo, that is a Geo connection is down, or some Vodafone connection is down due to some maintenance problem or some temporary failure of the devices may happen. So, that the reliability is another important criteria, and security is definitely important as far as the protection of the data is concerned, okay. So, when you are sending some data, you suppose you are making some banking transaction, those transactions are very vital, right. So, suppose I am telling something and if I miss something, okay, I know that later on I will manage and I will give you the information, but when you are sending some 1000 rupees, instead of 1000 it is coming 100, that is 10 is gone, then it will be crucial. You are supposed to get 1000 and you are getting 100 in the text message. So, you can, there is no bharpai of that type of error, okay. So, reliability and security are the basic important criteria as far as the network is concerned. So, this is the network criteria, okay. Now, physical structure, the topology I will be telling next day, like there are different topologies like bus, okay, star, ring, all the things are there, and nowadays they are using some hybrid. Hybrid means it is mixing up all the topologies and they are finding out some better structure or better connections, okay. After that we will be talking about LAN, WAN, MAN, and nowadays many of you are going for some research projects, okay. So, these over this LAN you have different areas where you can find out, or where you can extend your research work. There are lots of areas because many of you are using blockchain and all these things, or network cryptography. Have you seen the cryptography? After the whole thing, then you will able to learn the cryptography, encryption mechanism, digital signature, and all these things are there. So, whether you are going for blockchain or cryptography, whatever the research paper you are doing, you should have a great knowledge about all these things, okay. The basic, this is a fundamental paper, it is not a very advanced paper that you are reading, but this is a fundamental paper as you must have the knowledge so that you can extend your knowledge towards the higher end of the subject. Like there are various opportunities are there, like some of the mixed thing like AI with networking you can merge, right. So you can use the application of genetic algorithm and other advanced algorithms in network routing, okay, or you can use some Bluetooth based smart sensor network, okay, or mobile ad hoc network. So all these things are research what can I say, research topics. Lots of other topics are there, but these are the few topics we have worked upon. Anyways, so LAN, MAN and WAN, and PAN is another network like personal area network, like what I told you, when you are connecting your phone with your friend's phone, you are making a personal area network. Two friends are connected or two computers are connected, your laptop and your desktop is connected suppose. So you can create your PAN also. Now this is very important, and some protocols are there. Definitely these OSI model, reference model and TCP/IP reference model is very important. Here how many layers are there? There are 7 layers that are there in this OSI model, and in case of TCP/IP we actually merge the thing, okay. So many of the cases we have seen that in TCP/IP we are merging the top 3 layers, okay. Application presentation session, I should have written it here, sometime I should think of that I should write here, okay. It will be better for you because it is not a board now. Suppose I am telling you one thing, many things are there, so I am just not concentrating on one. So when you are talking about the OSI model, okay, so in the OSI model how many layers are there? 7 layers are there. What are the 7 layers? This is very fundamental. Application, next one is basically the presentation layer, all these are layers, okay. Then you have the session layer, anyways you can find it out. This is the, if I touch it, it will come back. Anyways you can find it out. This is the transport layer T, okay. After that you will be having what? The network layer, you can write down network layer N. After that you will be having some data link layer. After that you will be having some physical layer, okay. So application layer, presentation layer, session layer, transport layer, network layer, data link layer, the physical layer. So this I will be starting from this physical layer, okay. Physical layer, then data link layer, then network. So if it is generally top down approach, so if you have some sender here or sender terminal here, so it will be top down. So this will be the approach, okay. So some browsers are there, you are sending some emails and something. So some protocols are there for each of the layers. So all the protocols will be learned one after another, okay. Now in case of TCP/IP what we are doing, we are basically merging the 3 layers of OSI model into, and we are considering the merging of 3 layers as the application layer, okay. So in case of the TCP/IP model, we are just merging the layers, okay, and then you have the remaining, the transport, then you have the network, data link and physical also, they can combine to network, okay. So you have the application layer, then transport layer, then you have the internet layer, network layer is basically they are telling as internet layer, and lastly you have the network interface layer. Okay. So anyways, so this is basically the thing, two model TCP IP and the OSI model. Okay. So these are the things here, and we have to make a comparative study of all the two things. Okay. After that, there are physical things are there, like data can be represented analog and digital, and how we are transmitting the different data using some analog modulation technique or digital modulation technique. So transmission medium, we will be different types of modulations that we will be talking here. Okay. And after that, the transmission medium is also very important. The Shobik was telling that how we are categorizing the transmission medium. So the transmission medium we can mainly categorize into guided and unguided, and within the guided we have three things. Okay, the coaxial or fiber optics or twisted pair cables are there under the guided. Okay, and unguided means you have some, like in the railway station you have seen the microwave links, or the phones you are using, that is also radio wave links, or simply from your remote to your TV, that is infrared communication, from remote to your TV or AC, so infrared IR. So transmission mediums are there, and there are mainly these two categories and subcategories are there. Okay. So this is the way we can think of, and this is very important. Switching is basically, suppose you have one telephone at your home station, another telephone in suppose another station. So how the call is going to be connected? Okay. So when we are talking about circuit switching, we will be discussing packet switching also. So switching means what? You are sending the messages, but which type of message? Mainly circuit switch we use the analog type of message, and the circuit switching technique is used in the physical layer. That is why you can see the circuit switching is in the physical layer, it is given, and we generally find the packet switching in the network layer. Okay. So in different types of things are there, and there are two approaches of the circuit switching. One is the time division switching, another is the space division switching. These two are given here. So these two approaches are basically the types of circuit switching. Switching means what? Suppose you are making a connection by multiple switches. Okay. So this is going to be happen here, and basically it is for voice communication. Okay. So previously it was used circuit switching. Nowadays we are mainly focused on the packet switching as far as the network is concerned. Now there are different layers. This is a physical layer, this much is there. Apart from, we have the data link layer. Okay. In the data link layer, we have to see what are the main criteria of data link layer, and in case of data link layer, you have seen that 2-3 important functionalities the data link layer will be doing. One is the error control, second is the flow control. Okay, and other things are there, but mainly we will be concentrating on these two terms. Okay. So what do you mean by error control? So you have seen the parity. Okay. So suppose you are sending 1011 4 bits, but you are receiving 1000. So some errors are there. Whatever the bit stream you are sending, the same bit stream you may not receive at the receiver. So due to that, there may be some error that is going to happen while transmission. So those errors need to be detected and corrected also. Okay. So these types of things are done in the data link layer. There are certain methods, like you have the parity is capable of doing the single bit error detection, and in case of other methods, that double parity, single parity, double parity, okay, CRC, checksum, these are the methods. You will be learning mainly 4 things: single parity, double parity, CRC and checksum in this way. Okay. And then you have to know the flow control. So, errors may be a single bit error or some burst error, depending on that we will be using this, and the concept of framing is important. So, I have missed many points because many things are there and many things are interrelated also. So, the protocols you will be doing with the flow control are basically 3 protocols you will be learning, like you have the stop and wait ARQ, go back in, and you have the selective repeat. So, flow control means if the sender is sending very high speed and the receiver is unable to detect. So, there may be some frames that can be missed out. Okay. So, there should be some feedback mechanism like what you are doing now. I am telling something, and if I am telling too fast, then you are also telling me, okay ma'am, I am suppose sender, you are the receiver, right, in this communication process. So, you are telling that ma'am please slow down or ma'am please repeat. So, that is what is the full form of ARQ? Automatic repeat request. Okay. ARQ stands for automatic repeat request. Suppose some frames are missed out. You are sending some frames are missed out. Will you send it? Definitely I will send it. In which mechanism you are going to send? Those are there in go back in and selective repeat ARQ. Okay. And lots of other things are there, lots of protocols are there, like in case of mainly the data link layer, there are 2 things or 2 sublayers are there, and in those 2 sublayers we will be discussing about the 2 things. If you think about the logical link control, these 2 are basically the logical link control and the media access control, and in case of logical link control, it is capable of dealing with the protocols or flow control or error control, whereas in case of media access control, it actually deals with the actual control of the medium, how the media is going to be controlled. Okay. And you have the different things like pure aloha, slotted aloha, all the things are there, and CSMA is the carrier sense multiple access. Okay. And is a CSMA CD, collision detection, collision avoidance. So, when you are going to send the data, depending, you have to sense the transmission media. If something is already flowing, we will suppress, otherwise we will be sending the data. Okay. So, these are the things that is there. Maybe you are feeling a bit bored, and there are traditional methods also that is there. Okay. Now, 2 things are important, that is the Ethernet is another LAN technology, and various types of Ethernet technologies are present. Now, do you have any doubt up to this? Till now, do you have any doubt? Because I have unable to cover the full thing, lots of things are there. Still I have this TDM is basically the multiplexing, the time division multiplexing, and how it happens. We have to do, it is not a single term, you have to do some another type of conceptual knowledge gathering while you will be understanding this. Multiplexing is also very important, it should be included here also. Okay. But it is written in one word. Okay. Now, when I am talking about this Ethernet and fast Ethernet, actually Ethernet is basically the LAN technology we use. Okay. And there are different types of LAN technology like Ethernet, fast Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet. Okay. All the things are there. Now, Ethernet is basically most popular physical layer, you can say, the LAN technology. Okay. And the standard Ethernet you can find out at 10 Mbps. Okay. It is a normal, and what is the standard we use, the IEEE 802.3 is from various portion they will be asking. And this layer, the data link layer and the network layer, this is these 2 layers are very important for the gate examination. Those who are preparing for gate examination, this data link and network, these 2 are very important. Okay. Okay, some of you have asked me the circuit switching. So, as of now, circuit switching, the fundamental thing is that when you are sending some data from a source to destination, first the path should be established, then the data will be sent. Okay, but in case of packet switching, so the circuit switching, what I told, it is in the physical layer it happens, but in case of network layer, you see every time we use the term packets. What do you mean by packet switching? That happens in the network layer. We are basically dividing the message into a number of modules, and you can say those are basically the packets. Okay, group of messages, the small packets, and then the packets are basically routed through different methods, and different type of routing algorithms are there. So that we use the different types of routing algorithm. So these are the things, right? RIP, OSPF, BGP, all these things, the routing protocols are there. Okay, so we will be discussing in the next class also, because you must have a knowledge on different how the routing is done, or what is the fundamental difference between the static or routing and the dynamic routing. So in case of static routing, you can say the administrator is manually assigning the path, whereas in case of dynamic routing, is some due to some dynamicity, you can say the routing table is basically going to do a job in this case. Okay, so routers are allocated or connected automatically. So there are different methodologies, we can say. Is it okay? I do not know your name, who asked me. Yeah, I am opening the Google form, please let me know. So I will be clarifying some of the few points. Okay, and I am just opening the Google form, you can check it once. The class is not good, but I tried to cover many things as of now, and many things are left also. Okay, so I will be okay, I am asking some, please give another example of half duplex. Half duplex, you can say the normal street example is very important, like one way streets, what I say, the 5 to 6 it will be open in one direction, 6 to 7 it will be open in another direction. This is the way you can find the Shuparna, have you got it? Network criteria, I have already told you, the reliability part is very important. Apart from that, the security is important. Reliability means how frequently the network is going to succumb. Okay, that is maybe due to the network cable fault or some server related issue. So you must have the stamina. Suppose I am giving you some duty and you are unable to do that duty, so you are not reliable. Okay, so that is the thing. And I hope, do you have any query, you can just put forward. Okay, and I have opened up the Google form link. So if you have any query, you can just tell me, otherwise I can end this one. Okay, so I will be continuing with this one from the next class, the type of network and other types of topologies of network topologies in the next class. Okay, so thank you for your patient hearing, and definitely I will be sharing the syllabus along with the PPT, after the completion of this PPT. Okay, so maybe it is not today, but by weekend. Yes, some books I will show, it is there in the syllabus itself. Okay, mainly you can refer the Farouzen data communication. This book you can refer, but this book only will survive for this part. Okay, for module 1 this part it is given in detail, and normal Farouzen normal computer networks, there is another book for, you can find out. If you use that one, majority the data link and network portion, here also you can find out the other things, it is not a problem, but you mainly refer these 3 books. Okay, other 3 things you can refer, the Farouzen, Tannenbaum and Stallings, these 3 are important, and some e-books I am having, I will be sharing that. Whatever the e-books I am having, I will be sharing that. Okay. Is it clear to you? Okay. Anyways, today's class is not majorly PPT based, but somehow I try to manage the whole thing, but I do not know how much it is, but gradually you will able to understand, because it is a new thing to you, okay, and the syllabus is also huge. Okay. Thank you for your patience hearing. Okay. Thank you.